Hey, what's up? This is Kevin from Kevin's Barbecue Joints, and I am excited to bring you essentially a part two of my interview with Brett Boren from Brett's Backyard Barbecue in Rockdale, Texas. What I was planning on doing was talking to him for 10 minutes with and getting an update as to how it was for that first year, because we had spoken right before his first year, and I wanted to get feedback so that if you're going to be opening a barbecue joint or have a trailer, or if you're in the same boat as Brett was way back then, you can get some tips and insight. Well, Brett is a very cerebral guy, and he has a lot to say, and it's deliberate, and he's well spoken and interesting, and it lasted almost an hour. But it is so good. One thing to note, if there's kids in the room or kids in the car, there are a couple times that he does swear, but it's for a specific reason, so just wanted to put that up. Also, it's really funny because he is waiting during the interview to have some house appraisers come. And some people come, and he lets them in. He comes outside to finish up the interview, and it turns out they are Jehovah's Witnesses. So he brought Jehovah's Witnesses into his house, and then they, I think after a certain amount of time, realized this is crazy. And so that all that interaction is in the interview. So we get really into his space and what his space is about. And if you haven't been to Brett's, you get a chance to really see in detail, described in detail, as to what it's all about, what they're offering, all the new stuff they're going to be having. They're going to be having steak nights on Friday and Saturdays coming up, Sunday crawfish. They're open right now Thursday through Sunday. They might be open Wednesday for lunch. This is when the gas station opens, which is a brand new, awesome gas station that's opening next door to him. Talks all about that. We get super into detail about everything. Has a frequent customer program coming up, which sounds really awesome. Punch cards, buddy cards, and something that sounds really unbelievable is he has a class that's coming up. It's a very special class, something that he's going to be vetting people for. It's not your run-of-the-mill 10, 15 people coming and he teaches. He's going to be having these one-on-one classes, a Friday through Sunday class where you are with him the entire time. It's very interesting. It's only going to be available for people outside of Texas. I want to open up a can of worms for people and train someone that's going to be opening next to one of his friends or part of the barbecue family. So it's interesting. That is a big chunk of the last part of the interview. You're going to really enjoy this. I can't thank Brett enough for everything he does, but for taking the time to share all this with you guys and with myself. And I am excited to have Treaty Oak Distilling out of Dripping Springs, Texas as an adult beverage partner for the show. Treaty Oak was founded in 2006 by Daniel Barnes and named after a 500-year-old tree in Austin, so Treaty Oak. They moved their operation to their current location in 2016, a 20-acre property in Dripping Springs that's open to the public for food and beverages. You have to visit this location and their live fire restaurant on property, Alice's. They have live music and a cocktail lab. I'm a bourbon and whiskey fan and know they are making 3 of the best in the country, not just Texas, and they have the awards to prove it. They are Ghost Hill Texas Bourbon, which is a limestone filtered, aged 2 years under the hot Texas sun and bottled on site. Their red-handed bourbon is curated from Heaven Distillery in Bardstown, Kentucky. It's earthy, slightly sweet, and also aged 2 years. Lastly, they have red-handed rye. It's complex, smooth, and delicious, and aged 10 years. It's Treaty Oak's goal to balance innovation with heritage. You can see all things Treaty Oak Distillery at treatyoak.com or on their social media at Treaty Oak, or better yet, ask for it at your local bar or store. If they don't have it, they'll want to order. And most of all, remember to drink responsibly. And I'm also excited to have AJ's Custom Cookers on board out of Saginaw, Texas, as a sponsor for the YouTube show and podcast. I've gotten to know AJ Ramirez over the last year, and I couldn't be more proud of his progress professionally, but more importantly, I'm honored to call him a friend. He's a total stand-up guy that's super passionate about his craft and of barbecue, that has been fabricating and welding for over 27 years and founded AJ's Custom Cookers 11 years ago. He specializes in TIG, Heliarc work, fancy metal, stainless, copper, aluminum, and brass. But he can do pretty much anything. He thrives on unique designs, and as his name says, he's into custom, everything custom. He can do anything custom. If you have an idea, AJ can bring it to life. He has also been brought in on more than one occasion to fix a pit that was built by someone that has issues. One new thing he's been working on is a new live fire table, and he has a bunch of accessories with that. There's a link in the show notes to everything AJ, so you can check that all out. He can be contacted via his phone number. It's in the show notes. It's on his website. It's everywhere. He'll get back to you really quickly. He's quick to respond. Social media, DMs, email. A few of the well-known guys he's worked with are Derek Walker from Smokeaholics, Joe Zavala's Barbecue, Chris at Panther City. Its current lead time's about 12 months, but again, just chat with him and get a better time frame. It could be quicker, it could be a little bit longer. Lastly, I'm excited to say I have a cooker on order. So not only is he sponsored, but I'm a client. ajscustomcookers.com. Check it out. And lastly, before we get into the show, if you're digging things, please subscribe. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you're just listening to the podcast, the YouTube channel is youtube.com/Kevin's BBQ Joints. I have a website at kevinsbbqjoints.com. All the social media at Kevin's BBQ Joints. Some big stuff coming. Thank you guys for listening. I do appreciate it. Enjoy. That's an interesting thing. Is that something that I think people probably don't think too about, the fact that your sleeping patterns will change if you open a restaurant or work more than one day a week? Or open one day a week. It just changes. It alters your life completely.
Yeah. It makes you a moody fuck.
Can I have that in there with a bleep right there?
Yeah.
I'll put I'll put your logo in a beep noise. It would. Were you moody before that, or did you get irritated easily before all of this?
I don't know. I've just never been a morning person, so that was the biggest challenge for me.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me for the first 2 hours until I get briskets on and I get a little color. But no, when I roll in the morning, man, I like to have my ritual where, I listen to you, Abe, Tales from the Pits, some of the Texas Monthly podcasts, or I listen to Gary V, entrepreneur type podcasts, where really, I can wake up to learning and then just get in the flow of things. And that really starts Wednesday morning, because Mondays and Tuesdays I'm off. In the barbecue business, you never have a day off.
Of course.
Yesterday I spent 6 hours up there. I'll be up there all afternoon today. Trying to get our house reappraised here in town. At 12, that guy's coming, and then I got to go work on I had a new shed put in, and we're going to put a shop on one side, and then we're going to put an office on the other. Yesterday I had to go clean the pit room and detail it and power wash all the grates. There's always something to do. And when you do have the opportunity to see the backyard, I've created work 7 days a week because it's so big now that it's harder to maintain literally than a brick and mortar. So a brick and mortar, you have your seats and your tables you got to clean off, and you mop the floors, clean the bathroom. Well, this is 2 acres to keep up with. Oh, I mowed and weed eated yesterday. And then last week I cleaned the outside of the pit and cleaned the pit room. And then all the flower beds that I had to take all those out because we had early cold fronts come in, and that created frost. So I had to take all those out, and I need to bring some more dirt and mulch in and replant some stuff. So, you got to keep the place looking tip-top shape.
Yeah.
Just because you're a road attraction. You're trying to capture an audience when they're coming 2 directions. So it's not a brick and mortar where, oh, there's Brett's Barbecue, let's stop in there.
And it's exposed to the elements, so you have to constantly be dealing with. And now, at the time you were talking, when we first discussed this, and then even when Danny Castillo went and we did a little outdoor indoor kind of a video, the parking lot has changed. So what's changed since we last spoke? Well, I don't even think, were you even open, or you were just open?
Yeah. So Daniel was there last January. We had the little white trailer still. We had the pit room. We decorated one side of the pit room. I think the week before he got there, we added the license plate wall and a trophy shelf. Now, all that, I got the new trailer, which is turnkey, 3 windows, cut side pay station. We have a 24 by 22 foot custom metal awning, Last year we went to one tree with the picnic tables. Now we bulldozed an acre of wooded lot, and that's all custom parking now. We put in a fence. I have some really tall fence posts that we're going to hang lights on here in the next few weeks. We added an outdoor kitchen cooking area. That'll be for the steak night starting this spring.
Wow.
So really the only thing I'm lacking now that is kind of a must-have for the backyard environment is the band stage. So we'll start working on that after February.
So will that be something spring, summer that you'll have?
Yeah, this is going to be a custom band stage that we're going to put in. We'll have live music every Friday, Saturday evening, and we'll do steak night. And then on Sundays, we're going to start slowly evolving crawfish every Sunday. I was actually thinking about doing crawfish this Sunday to enhance some cash flow. The problem is they're priced way too high right now, and it's just not worth me doing.
Are you going to do it like family style, or how will you do the crawfish? Like you'll get buckets, or you get by the pound?
No, just by the pound.
By the pound, okay. Pound. Forgive me for being naive on that, because it's just something unique to almost anywhere.
Yeah. I mean, we're in a small community where people got to go to Austin College Station really to get. There's one place that does crawfish, every other week, just outside of town. But for me, and what I've experienced is people come for the barbecue. One person will get, a pound of food, and the other person will get a pound of crawfish, and they kind of just share it. And
that's nice.
It's a community or family experience that we can do. And then once we start steak night, we're kind of, evolving something different. And then the music, and then a kid-friendly atmosphere, a dog-friendly atmosphere. It's what I've put together is really for all age groups. The gas station next door to me, which is my landlord, is about to open February 1st. And that's going to be a privately owned gas station. They're very well known in town. So that's going to give me a 3 to 5% boost in foot traffic. And they actually match my color scheme. So it's going to be super custom. They'll have craft beer door in there. They'll sell wine bottles. So people can literally say, hey, let's go to Brett's. Let's do steak night. We go next door. We can get a bottle of wine, a 6-pack of beer, and do live music in the backyard, get some really good craft barbecue. And if they don't want barbecue, we'll grill them a burger or a steak or a pork chop, or, so what I'm kind of bringing to the table separates, who I am and what I'm about to everyone else in my circle. The only difference is it's all weather permitting, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
but you do have that covered area, so will the band area be close enough and covered that it will?
It's going to be on the opposite side of the backyard in the corner, and it'll be playing out towards the trailer and towards the road. So again, everything you see from the road and the way I've built the backyard is you see the back of the trailer and then you see everybody. So the trailer, really, everyone's like, I don't understand why you didn't put the trailer towards facing the traffic. Well, no one wants to sit at a picnic table and eat barbecue and listen to traffic. So that's really my sound barrier. Mm-hmm. And then I built from there on. That way, all directions, you kind of have a comfortable feel where you're sitting. And then the band stage will play, and the band will play towards the traffic. That way you never have a problem hearing music.
Did the traffic flow that we discussed when we originally talked in October of 2018, did it make sense because you were happy about the ideal location because of the traffic and then things that were happening in Rockdale and beyond? I think in Hutto, right? Wasn't there some stuff that was going to be going on there?
Yeah, that's still all under construction, but all the growth is coming to Rockdale. It's just going to take a while. As soon as I opened, the damn hospital in Rockdale closed, and that was like,
whoa.
I think three or 400 employees. So that was like a smash in the face. And then the biggest obstacle was the weather last fall. It rained and rained and rained. And we had that little white trailer in a 20-foot pop-up tent. And the pop-up tent would end up in the trees and the water from the creek, like 50, 60 yards away, where it would end up in the seating area. But somehow we managed, and people still came, and, it worked. It all worked out. I mean, that to me was like, holy hell, what in the hell am I doing? I mean, I still have lots of days and nights like that.
Yeah, because I wanted to talk to you because I wanted people to kind of, because you have such insight into what it's like to open, and especially in the conditions that you have. And was it what you anticipated, or did you know that I'm sure you knew that there would be days where where weather would affect you. But do you think that because of that, it's made you, I don't want to say stronger, but it's at least you now kind of can pivot and move, and you seem like you're always adjusting to things and improving.
Yeah, I mean, I guess really in the grand scheme of things is most people that get into the business have had some sort of coach, manager, friend that they worked under, right? And they kind of groom them, and they go brick and mortar, and then they don't have all these obstacles thrown at them, so they just go with the daily flow. For me, it was winter storms coming in, 30-mile winds, we're outdoors, we're selling barbecue. What the fuck?
What have I gotten myself into?
I got $1,000 worth of brisket on the pit. At the time, I didn't know a lot of people in the town. How am I going to get rid of this product? You just do it one slice at a time, man. You learn to be very, very patient and just bite your tongue a lot. I'm kind of one of them guys, what I want, I'm going to go get, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I set little daily goals, and then I try to get those daily goals, and then I set weekly goals, and I set monthly goals. Like, I have a stupid goal right now. I want a Polaris Ranger, an old one, just so I don't have to walk the trash up to the dumpster on the opposite side of the lot. But in my mind, we're splitting all around wood on site now, and I saved a lot of money by doing that in-house. I could have this little Ranger to kind of split wood in the back and then bring it forward to the wood stack closer to the pit. Mm-hmm. And Kelly, my girlfriend's like, we don't need that right now. And I'm like, I understand, but it is a goal this year that I get myself a Polaris Ranger.
That's important.
I guarantee you, I do 40,000 steps a day back on my average day. If somebody wanted to do a Fitbit contest or something, I would win every single day. That's what kills me the most are my feet. And then it affects your back, because you start moving weird and
lifting odd shape, that you're not just lifting weights or you're lifting different weighted things and different shaped things. And
and you're walking in the gravel too, which if I put a video out there and made like one of them 24-hour camera, 12-hour cameras of how many times I walk front to back and you'll see I don't go through the gravel. I actually go around the gravel on the longer distance, but it's smooth versus walking in the gravel. You walk in the gravel all day, your calves, they kill you. You're like, why do my calves hurt so much?
There's people that have trailers and do things, but you're also creating a destination.
Yeah, that's the whole object is I really want to bring families together, community together, whoever and whatever, and create an experience that, wow, the barbecue is fantastic. My kids had fun playing in the rocks or this or that. Just throwing whatever, man. Just have people come out and be like, wow, that was really fun.
I want to do that again. Yeah.
Yeah.
For people that might not have watched the video before or haven't been to your location, how far away are you from, let's say, like because the big ones, Louis Miller, Snows, you're close in proximity to that. If you're in Austin and you're heading to one of those two, people can make it a little trek. But how far away are you from Austin?
It's about 45 to 50 minutes from the north side of Austin. Now there's a road that 290 and 35. Like if you're coming from central South Austin, you could hit the 290 corridor and then come up and then go through Manor and be there in the same amount of time. Or you could be in South Austin and hit the toll road to Manor and take the county road, the 79, and be there in the exact same amount of time. So we're like 1 hour
Max.
top from the north side, the central side, or the south side of Austin because of the toll road. College Station, 45 minutes. Waco, 1 hour. Temple, 35 minutes. And hour and a half to the Brenham side of Houston, and then 2 hours central Houston. And believe it or not, most of our traffic is Houston. I mean, this weekend Saturday we had a crazy busy day, and everyone was like, we drove in from Houston. We're doing a barbecue crawl.
Interesting.
So I think the Houston barbecue scene has really adopted me into their family and their realm or umbrella of barbecue communities. Because one, I can see visually when I talk to people on Saturdays at the picnic table, first thing, hey, where'd you drive in from? How'd you hear about us? The Houston Chronicle, J.C. Reed did a fantastic job on that article.
So
there's a lot of people talking about me that own barbecue joints and, have people that go eat at these barbecue joints. That, oh, have you tried Brett in Rockdale or this or that? So we get a lot of that. And then we get a lot of people that drive in from kind of all over that go to Snows and they see Carrie. And then Carrie be like, oh, hey, go check out Brett. He's right down the road. So they've been real good to us, which is ironic, too, because, we did that Texas Monthly Readers Voice Poll, and it started off with, I don't remember how many teams. It was a lot. It was like a full bracket.
yeah, it's like almost 64 or something. I want to think, yeah.
Yeah, but all over the state.
Yeah.
And then the top two finished 19 miles apart. It really was the Friday Night Lights throwdown. And so, we both were kind of shocked, really, to tell you the truth. But at the same time, it was weird how things worked out. And I think it definitely moved the business in a forward direction. Because now people, are Googling where to eat when they come into town. And that's the first thing that pops up, and they can read that article or, So Daniel Vaughn did a fantastic job getting me out there. It was all work that me and the team did to kind of make it happen. But Texas Monthly really, I can't give him enough credit for, what he's done for me personally and for my business. I haven't seen him in almost a year, so.
Hey, Daniel, come on out. But it's funny because there's a lot of people that either it kind of seems like they want to be the next Daniel Vaughn, or they're doing a lot of things that he does, and it's there's a lot of people that are just passionate about barbecue, but he still is the biggest champion of barbecue, and he still moves the needle the most for anybody.
Yeah.
And he's still humble and kind.
Yeah, and speaking of, this is the year that everything has to just be. I strive for perfection, and I really kill myself, and I give myself a lot of anxiety every single day because I only want the best product out there that I and my team can potentially put out there, and I'm always trying to expand the menu and do very creative sides. And so sometimes I overwhelm myself, but this is the year that they're going to start putting that roadmap together and trying to figure it out, So the key is I tell everyone, we do the same damn thing day in, day out. Don't change what you're doing. Just make it happen.
And it seems like you have, because I'd like to talk a little bit about your team, because it seems like you've put together a great team and very passionate about Brett's.
Yeah, so I figured out real quick. One, when we started, we didn't have, it was me and then my morning guy, Fernando. Fernando was still living in Round Rock and driving an hour every day to cook. And, that was a challenge in itself because all the weather elements he had to drive through. And then, it took us 3 months to really get a system in place where things were flowing, and now like we just took a week off and then we all just kind of got back there and, it just like we were ready to open 30 minutes earlier on Friday. And so we did just because the way things are flowing, everybody's got it down now. But I figured out real quick, you don't want my grumpy ass cutting your meat. If I'm cutting your meat, it's because I'm watching labor, and a girl is a lot better at smiling. They're better looking than me. They're funnier than me. You want me coming over and hanging out with you on the picnic tables to help you get that full experience, come to the backyard and hang out with the owner or operator. And that's what I like to do. I like to talk to people. I like to get feedback. I think that's very important. I don't want to cook briskets all damn day and then get on the cutting block. It wears my ass out. And then you're constantly on your feet too, which I already have trouble with as is, just because I'm just going so much. But these girls, so one of them is a cousin of my girlfriend, and we started with one, and then her friends, I want to work at Brett's. So we'd be in there busting ass. We'd have 20, 25 people in line. A girl would walk in the trailer, and Gracie would be like, "Oh, this is my friend such and such." I would ask them two questions. Where'd you work? Do you have a car? All right, be here tomorrow at 7 a.m. And if they showed up on time, I gave them a chance. If they didn't show up on time, the first girl that came, I walked in the trailer and she's passed out on the floor, hung over. I'm like, who the fuck is this chick? They're 18, 19 years old. But, Gracie so her mom now is my kitchen manager. And she knows everyone in town. I took her from the school. She was working at the intermediate school, which is kind of equivalent to an elementary school here. And she grew up in this town, and she comes from her husband now is a farmer in his spare time and mechanic full time, but a working blue collar family.
Oh, yeah.
Gracie got groomed by these two, and she comes to work and she busts ass from the minute she gets there to the minute she leaves. And then Ryan, her best friend, came from the feed store, same story. And so really, I never had to teach the girls the work ethic. They always had the work ethic there, which for me is a big driving force, right? If you don't have the work ethic, it's not going to work out because you're going to get lazy. You're going to, if we're slow in the trailer, start prepping sides for tomorrow. Start cutting bell peppers. Start peeling potatoes. Start doing this. Bust out the dishes real quick. Start cleaning, consolidating.
Always something to clean and organize.
Yeah, there's go fill the biggest testament is, can you drag a 100-foot water hose from point A to point B and fill that trailer full of water? Because we're constantly doing that. That's another thing, challenge you don't have to face in a brick and mortar. Stuff like that. It's just stuff people don't think of in between, or they don't physically see when they're there, but we have to do it. We bust out on the trays. We have as many dishes as a brick and mortar. because I don't do throwaway trays. I do the nice aluminum trays.
Mm-hmm.
So we go through a lot of water, and then we have to drain that water, and we have to dispose of it properly. That's a lot of labor that people don't see.
Ancillary labor that you wouldn't even think about. And this is something too, like this could be a great primer for someone that wants to do what you're doing, because these are things you need to think about. And even if you think about them all, there's still 40 other things that pop up.
Yeah, yeah. Now it's just, or you throw a catering in the mix that's an
Sure.
hour and a half away.
Yay.
I think last year we did like 25, 30 caterings, and then that changed my whole work schedule, pulling briskets, or how am I going to wrap briskets? All right. So I got to teach these girls how to wrap briskets. I got to teach these girls fire management. So 3 girls I can leave at 2:00. They can wrap the briskets at 5. They can keep the fire going. They know when to pull the briskets. They know what to do with the briskets. They know all the steps while I'm doing that catering. So when I come back, all I need to do is, check the list, make sure, all right, that's done for tomorrow. That's done for tomorrow. What specials do I need to get on the pit? Get going or whatever for tomorrow. Are we doing chili tomorrow? Do I need to grind any meat? So it's just constant, like, all right, it puts me way behind, but at the end of the day, it's all worth it. But one of my 2020 is to spend more time there and do less caterings, do better paying caterings versus quantity. Because there was a lot of caterings I did last year that I booked in 2017 or 2018. Now I'm to the point where I've built a brand and I have a little bit of steam rolling, where I'm not going to go chase that $13 catering that I booked 2 years prior. Now I want to be in the upper tier of catering, kind of in the $18 to $20 range, and do maybe one a month versus doing 2 or 3 a month that are lower margin. So
That makes sense.
and then I'm not killing myself as much. When you're at a catering, your anxiety about the workday, I mean, it's enough just to kill a grown ass man. Because I'll be sitting there cutting meat, and someone will walk up in the buffet line, and I won't even. I'll just put the damn meat on because all I'm thinking about is what the hell's going on at the trailer. What's going on in the backyard. So, and I don't like that feeling,
Mm-hmm.
and I want less of that feeling and more of, all right, I'm here, I have control over everything. Because when you're not in control, it kills you.
Mm-hmm.
That's my baby. What if some random ass dog came up and bit someone? I wasn't there to chase it off, which has happened. We're in a no leash small town that for some reason they can't get control of dogs around here, and it drives me nuts. But these dogs come on my property. Well, if I'm in there, I'll shoo the dog off, and if it gets out of control, we have a way to put a dog down really quick. But that's a fear of a business owner that someone may not think of is, what if someone brings a dog up there and then there's another dog and then these dogs get in a fight, or the dog takes a crap at someone else's picnic table, It's the weirdest shit. You don't think of, but you instantly know how to fix the problem.
But if you're an hour away, it really, really eats at you.
Yeah, it does, because you're out of your element, and you're in anxiety. I made a post about anxiety a few months ago, and I wasn't talking about my natural anxiety. I mean, I have a little of that, right? But I'm talking about anxiety that a business creates, that you never knew you were going to have until you open. Or Daniel Vaughn comes by on one of those catering days.
Of course.
And,
Or anybody
and
that you don't, that you
or
want to.
someone in the barbecue business, and they blast you, for this or that. So
Yeah.
it's just one of them things, you learn to deal with it. And
Well, it sounds like you're doing things to plan ahead, so that way you don't have to deal with it in the like, and especially if you're doing a lower end catering that the margins are low, you're thinking about that as well as you're thinking about all those other things. And if you have bigger margins, maybe that will help ease the tension a little bit within your brain,
yeah, yeah. And one
perhaps.
of the things I'm going to focus on too is, doing caterings closer to town. Last year I did one that was in Bernie, same place. It's this fancy place where two celebrities got married, I think back in 2014 or 15. And 3 hours there and 3 hours back. And we did 388 people, I think, is the amount of people I cut for. Everything went off without a hitch, but it's just one of them deals. Like, that was a long ass weekend. And it wears you out so physically and mentally that on Monday, you're already behind the eight ball because you don't want to do anything, but you need to go mow or you need to go do this. And then you cram it all in on Tuesday, and then you start your 16-hour brisket cook on Wednesday. You're already exhausted by Wednesday evening. Then you're dragging ass the rest of the week. So I try to, like today, I'll go up there for 3 or 4 hours. Yesterday, I was up there for 6. Like, I'll try to, give myself, climb the ladder a little bit today, climb the ladder a little bit tomorrow. That way on Wednesday, I'm rested and I got enough juice to go. So it's stuff that people don't think about. You just do it.
But in the end of the day, this is something that you've wanted to do for a while, and that you're extremely passionate about. It's just we're just discussing things that come up, and it's not to let anybody think that this is something that you don't like. It's something you really love, but it's a lot of effort, and there's lots of little things. What days, I want to know, just so people can know, what days of the week are you open, hours, what are the hours going to change a little bit in a few coming months, and then food wise, what are you serving so people know?
So right now we're open Thursday through Sunday. So Thursday through Sunday we open at 11 and we go till we sell out. Spring Forward will be open Friday and Saturday for dinner and steak night. And once the gas station gets open, I'm thinking about going lunch service on Wednesdays.
Oh.
So, because they're going to light me up. They're working on all the canopy stuff now and the new install. I got some really nice signs made that we're going to hang outside our perimeter to kind of ease foot traffic over there, and more lights in the backyard so people realize, oh, Brett's is open. And we have 0 of our locals come eat it at night because they know we're not open. So, they go to College Station, Waco, Temple, or Round Rock, or Austin to work. So they never really get to come eat the barbecue unless they come on Saturday or Sunday. So I think 5 days a week, money-wise, will get me to the threshold that I want to be at and pay my employees a comfortable salary or hourly wage, and be able to cover food costs every week and not really worry about it.
Food wise, what are you serving for people that don't know?
We're doing Black Angus prime brisket from Rafino's. We do ribs, we do chicken, we do turkey. We have 5 different sausages now that we're doing. We do those every single day. We do pork steaks. Spring Forward, we're going to deploy baby backs on Saturdays only. We do beef ribs on Saturdays only. Spring Forward, I'm going to go beef ribs Saturday and Sunday. Sundays, we do tacos, which are house-made corn tortilla taco, deep fried with brisket, pulled pork, barbacoa. I mean, we went through 12 dozen tortillas on Sunday, which sucks because it brings my margin down, way down on tacos. And so your meat is, instead of making volume and making margin dollars, Sundays are actually my worst day now. That's why from spring forward, I want to go do crawfish from, 1 to 4 and get a band out there to drive margin dollars. And so, from 1 to 4 every Sunday, you can come out and get crawfish, kind of spring forward. So, we got some really nice temperatures here right now. So they're calling for a pretty mild winter here, which, is in the low 30s this morning, but it'll get up in the 60s this afternoon, which, crawfish on a Sunday afternoon on a picnic table on a sweatshirt, light jacket, blue jeans or shorts.
Ideal.
That's ideal. That's comfortable, especially when you get to bring your own damn beer.
Yes.
Or mimosas, and you're saving money, and you come eat a couple pounds of crawfish for less than $25, or barbecue. I mean, there's nowhere in Austin you could really do that.
And then when you said in February is when the gas station opens?
Yeah, they're shooting for February 1st.
And then are you doing? I saw something. I don't know if it was like sort of tongue in cheek. Are you doing some frequent visitor things?
Yeah, so we'll start that in February. Actually, have a meeting at the print shop this afternoon to get that going. So one of the girls had a really creative idea about doing buddy cards. So let's say you're a regular and you come every Thursday for a baked potato or chopped beef, and then you get your wife something. Well, people like you we want to take care of because you've been coming since you found out about us. And so I want to give you 5 buddy cards, and that's a 10% off deal. So each time you come, you can use one of those. And then I want to give you 5 more buddy cards to thank you for coming that you can give to someone at church, a coworker, the bank, and someone just in conversation that you may have at the grocery store and say, hey, have you had Brett's? Well, here's 5 10% off cards, or let me give you one of his cards. And then he gives, he may have another coworker that he gives one to. 10%, I'm not losing my ass, but it's getting a new customer in the door, right? And then for our frequent flyer customers, I'm going to do the punch card, but instead of getting 5 ice creams, you get your 6 ice cream free. What I'm going to do is, 1 punch, maybe a 1 meat, and then a second punch may be a sliced beef. The third punch may be a loaded baked potato. The fourth, a pork steak. The fifth, a beef rib. That way they got to hit all 5 punches to get, a 1 meat free plate and 2 sides. They're not abusing the free meal by getting 5 chopped beef or baked potatoes at our lowest cost. You know what I mean? So they're being forced out of their element to try different things, but rewarded for the 6th option that they get. So,
and it gets people to travel through your menu too. Yeah.
And then you get the whole experience of, and that's something I learned at Dell. So, the whole 360, the customer experience, The next thing is we have 1 year of data that Square has captured. We have a lot of emails. I think we had 3,900 customers that came through last year that these customers didn't pay cash, they paid with credit card. That's 3,900 emails that potentially we could have captured. So you can pay Square, $40, $50 a month and use that data, and I can send out weekly coupons. So it may go to their cell phone or it may go to their email address. But either way, all they have to do is show up and say, hey, I got this. The appraisers are here. You know when you're ready to go out back because I got dogs out there. Oh. This will just be like 2 or 3 more minutes. Kelly wants to get a patio in the backyard, awning, and outdoor kitchen. I'm like, oh, great, an outdoor kitchen, so I can cook more.
That's funny.
We're going to put a pellet grill back there. All you got to do is set it, put your put your chicken and turkey in there and then pull it off when it's ready.
Yeah, yeah.
But
It'll text you when it's ready, won't it?
I don't know. I've never operated one.
No, but I think I've seen like Matt Pittman, something with Traeger. I don't know if those are pellets, but I think it like texted him when his brisket was ready. I saw a video of whatever.
That's funny. One of the things I was going to touch base on is class that I've been throwing around.
Yeah,
And
I want to
really,
talk about that.
I think there's a lot of people that message me on Instagram about, hey, you ever thought about doing classes and this and that? And I don't want to do classes for anyone really in the state of Texas or that just wants to be a backyard barbecue warrior. I want to do classes for somebody that may live up in Idaho, Wyoming, New York. They live out of state. They think Texas barbecue may be a thing in their hometown. They want to go the trailer route because I have zero brick and mortar experience, right?
Mm.
But basically offer a class, a turnkey class, where they can come work with me on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Now the trash man's coming. They come work with me on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and they learn the ins and outs of everything about owning and operating a barbecue trailer. So, it starts with trimming meats, receiving the food off the truck, doing a full-day brisket cook before you open, doing the morning thin meats the next day, the day that you're opening for the week, preparing sides, running the trailer, seeing the customers, and then really on a Sunday get them on a cut block and kind of giving them some of the experience that they may or may not ever had. So really a full 360 class that's geared towards opening a small business and maybe they've been thinking about it and they don't know how to do it, but
Will this be a one-on-one, or will this be something like two,
Yeah.
three guys? Okay.
Yeah, it'll be one-on-one. If there's two guys that want to open up a barbecue trailer, then they can come in and do that. Let's say they're partners or this or that.
When is this going to start, or are you still formulating this?
Yeah, I'm still coming up with a plan, trying to map it out, how we're going to do it.
So if you're watching this or listening to this and you're interested, contact you via every social media.
Oh, one sec, Kevin. Are y'all the house appraisers?
No.
Oh, I thought y'all were the appraisers.
That's what we thought.
No.
We started thinking, I think he thinks we're somebody else.
Oh, I thought y'all were my house appraisers coming to do that.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I'm sorry. You got it. Oh, man, you're going to laugh. You're going to laugh. You're going to laugh. Oh, my God. So Kelly's like, the house appraiser's going to be there before 12 o'clock. Those were Jehovah's Witnesses I just let in the house and walked outside. And I said, if y'all have any questions, the dogs are outside. So they're sitting inside the house, and then they come outside and give me a card, and it says Jehovah's Witnesses. I was sitting out there talking to you like, where's this house appraiser's car at?
Oh, that's hilarious. I'm going to keep that in. That is pretty funny. It'll be funny to look at. So you let some Jehovah's Witnesses into your house, walked outside to talk to me.
Walked outside to keep the thing going. Hey, it smells churchy in here. I got the candles going on for the appraiser.
Oh, that's hilarious. That is so funny.
I cleaned the floors. The house, me and Kelly spot cleaned the house last night. So she was like, I want the house to look good. I'm like, babe, it looks good.
I'd like to. It would be so great to interview them now and say, "What were you thinking? What do you?"
Do you know whose house you were in? Do you know what he was talking about?
They probably were like talking to each other.
That old man's face. I said, "Sir, just stand right here. I'm on a conference call. I'll be right back." that old man's face, he had no clue that I had an appraiser coming. He was trying to sell me some Jesus.
And he's probably you're probably the first person that has let him in their house, to sit down and hang out. Like that's when he and then go outside. That's never happened probably in the history of what he's done. Oh, that's hilarious. That is pretty funny.
Well, I thought it was odd because he had a tablet out and I see the Bible verses on the tablet, and I was like, oh, Lord, this is not going to be a good appraisal.
That is awesome. That's so funny. That is so funny. So let's jump back to the class. So you're formulating this. This will be something that people can reach out, and it'll be a specific fee for what will they be staying in town somewhere? Is there somewhere to?
Yeah. So one of the guys. So we actually have the Texas Monthly they just recently late summer talked about one of the oldest, coolest motels, and I put a lot of the guys that came down for the 1 year anniversary in it, and it's really standalone place. It's real affordable. I think it's $79 a night for a suite, $59 for a single room. But all the guys that I put in there, and some I paid for their wives to come too and put them in the suite. They all really enjoyed it. And Dan is one of my regular customers, who's the owner operator of that hotel. They've been in business for, I think, 115 years. So, and it's really cool.
What's it
It's
called?
really cool setting. Rainbow Courts.
Rainbow Courts. I think you mentioned that before, or we've talked to it
Yeah.
at one point. Yeah.
A lot of people stay there that come in from town, from the city, to do the Triangle Barbecue Run, which just snows me and Louis Miller. It'd be ideal for them, but really, this class, it's going to be geared around, small business barbecue 101. It's not for everyone. I don't want to do a class. There's plenty of guys that will teach you how to cook barbecue. This class is not for them. This class is to see my daily struggles, my headaches, learn about the business, and maybe you're in the same position that I was in, and you're ready to make that next move or leap of faith, but you need someone like me to help decipher some of those decisions that I know of. No one offers a class like that.
I don't, and it's so hands-on too.
It's going to be fully hands-on. Like I said, day one, you're gonna learn how to trim briskets. You're gonna learn how to cook briskets. There's not going to be any secrets about what I am or am not doing, because you're going to be right there with me. And then, day two, you'll learn skinny meats, and then you'll help the girls out in the trailer. If one of these 1,000 cats shits in the backyard in the rocks, you're going to learn how to scoop it up and dispose of it. You're going to learn how to talk to the customers. You're going to learn fire management. You're going to figure out the daily struggles on the register when Wi-Fi drops and we can't ring up a customer and they're 30 deep. You go into panic mode. You do this. You do that. I mean, you're going to make trash runs. You're going to help clean the pit. It's a full-blown experience that I'm going to do Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it's going to be a Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
That sounds awesome.
Small business school, really. Mm-hmm. And again, it's not for everyone, and I don't want everyone to sign up. I want to do one a month, and I really want to. It's going to be an interview process. I think there's going to be a lot of people that want to do it.
Yeah, I think so.
I personally want to be able to interview that person and be like, hey, I think you're a good candidate to come hang out with me. Because at the same time, you've got to get along with my staff and my regulars and my customer base. And, so again, it's not a fit for everyone. But if you're passionate about barbecue and you need help trying to make that jump, or you want to learn more about it, then this is kind of a tool that will help you get there. And, I would like to be part of the equation to solve some of the problems. So.
Well, no, it's great for them, and it's also great for you, and you're paying it forward too. You're helping to spread not only your name but Texas barbecue and what your
Yeah.
concept of Texas barbecue is. I think that's a really neat thing. That's a great idea, and I've never, like you said, I've never heard anybody even offer that or think of that. And I
Yeah.
think that's ideal.
I don't want to do something again, and, I'll touch on this is if someone lives in Austin or anywhere near Central Texas, unfortunately, I ain't gonna be able to do the class because I have so many friends that are some of my best friends in the barbecue world that I don't want. We're already saturated enough. I don't want to teach someone something I know that's close to me that potentially could go to a town where a friend of mine is and then go open a business that something I taught them all. And then my buddy's like, what the hell, man? This guy's hurting my numbers.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? This is, if you're up in New Mexico, Arizona, far, far away from here, and you want to open a barbecue restaurant and you want to learn how to do it the Texas way, and cook Central Texas style barbecue, then it's for you, But by no means would I ever want to create a problem for, someone in my circle of friends or my barbecue family. That makes sense.
Well, and you'll be vetting these people anyway, so you'll get a chance to kind of see where they're coming from and what their plans are. Yeah. Wow, that's really great. We've gone obviously over 10, 20 minutes, but there's so much to talk about, and I kind of feel like this is a part two, which is awesome. Sausage wise, you said you'd make 5 different sausages. What are those sausages?
So our newest sausage is actually from Rufino's. It's just it's their specialty venison pork blend. I had a lot of being kind of out in the country, small town. A lot of people were asking about venison sausage, so they were able to come up with something. It's actually it's not black buck. It's not whitetail. It's another exotic deer that we have here in North America. I can't remember exactly what it is. Oh, axis buck. It's axis buck blend, and that it is a world casing sausage that, or they do use world casing for that sausage, and it's been pretty popular. It's more of a hot dog texture versus having that super juicy pop to it whenever they bite into it. But again, it's a lower cost, and I can sell it at a lower price, and it's a bigger link. So the regulars like it because for a wraparound, they're getting a half-pound link, and it's hell of a deal. So, and then we're doing a all beef blend. We're doing an all beef pico de gallo blend, which is my take on kind of a Mexican style sausage, kind of like chorizo, but it's not as fine. It still has the cumin, the red bell pepper, onion, all blended into it. And that's probably my favorite sausage that we put out that most people are scared to try because they just don't like that word pico de gallo. But the flavor is fantastic.
Yeah, no, that would make me want to try it.
Right. And then we got jalapeno cheese, pork, and then all pork. And then I'm working on coming out with another flavor this summer that we're still testing. We're either going to it's going to be an all beef with a white cheese and a Serrano style pepper or hatch style pepper. I haven't quite figured it out yet. Or what I may do is bring in some red jalapenos from New Mexico and do it, which is a sweeter pepper, something that no one else has. Been playing with the idea of doing a brisket carne asada beef sausage. That way I can use up more of my trimmings. Because right now we're using a lot of my brisket trimmings to go towards that sausage, and then brisket burgers. And then I've been grinding and freezing a lot of trimmings for chili meat. So, and saving those for cold, rainy days. So I'll make measure those out in 5-pound bags. So all I gotta do, if we got a cold front blowing in, throw chili on the special board that day, and then we always have trimmings and ground meat to play with. So if I want to make some burgers real quick, someone calls from the Rotary Club and says, "Hey, we have a nonprofit. We got 20 kids that need some food. Hey, I'll bust out some burgers." That way it's not affecting my margin. And that was one thing I was going to touch on with you too, is I joined the Chamber of Commerce here, and I joined the Rotary Club here. So I'm hands-on with the community. It gave me an opportunity to meet people.
It's important.
And in this small town, everywhere I go, it's handshakes and smiles. And we did a toy drive for the community with the local fire department, and I hosted that and put that together. The biggest thing and the most important thing as a business owner is you've got to get involved with the community and do things that you may not know how to do, or this or that. The chamber reached out and asked me to be a marketing director because of kind of what I've created on Facebook and Instagram. Do I have time to do that? No. Can I help with it? Yes. One of the things that I'm striving to get here and help is bring a small brewery pub here to town, another destination place.
That would be ideal.
So there's lots of vacant buildings, and I think that would be a match made in heaven. You come here, you get some craft barbecue, you do the Triangle Barbecue Run, and then you get the hotel room at the Rainbow Courts, and then you end up at the brewery pub. That'd be really cool. Bring in tax dollars. Destination barbecue, destination brewery. And if you're a brewery guy listening to this and you're in the hill country, you're paying way too much money, come to Rockdale, Texas, because it's a lot more affordable. Yeah,
and you're starting fresh, and you'll be kind of building business just kind of like you did. And I think that's and I wish that every small town had like a little brewery kind of place. I think it would make things more of a destination, but also it's a great way for community people, the community, to get together, and especially if they have outdoor seating and it's a nice day. It's so nice. What an interesting journey, and it continues to be. It's going to be interesting to see a year from now, or maybe we'll check in again in a year and see kind of how these things that your ideas panned out too.
I guarantee you, no Jehovah's Witnesses will come back.
Maybe we make it like a thing where they have to come back. Let me
preach to you about barbecue, okay? I even told them, hey, can you give me 3 minutes? I'm on a conference call. I thought they were the house appraiser.
That is hilarious. That's really, really funny. Well, that's a first for this show, and probably for you, for anybody. Well, cool. Well, have a great day. Thank you, Brett, so much, and thanks for doing what you're doing. And I cannot wait to visit you in the near future. I'm really, really excited, and I'm excited to see what happens too with you.
Thanks, Kevin. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for everything you've done for me and the business, and everybody that you work with. You're doing a lot to help out the craft barbecue scene and get the name out there. And it's not easy owning a small business. No, it's not easy. So,
and it's not. And like Abe and I have that weekly list of pop-ups, and that in Texas now, we have in Los Angeles area, and I've gotten a lot of feedback on Abe as well. People are happy to get that recognition, or at least help spread the word, because like you said, it is not easy. And I've learned that a lot throughout the years, that every little bit helps. It's kind of sticks in you. If it sticks in your head, marketing, eventually
Yeah.
people are like, I've heard of Brett's a lot. Maybe I should try it. So it's great. So thank you for everything you do. Thank you for all your support of me as well.
All right. Sounds good.
All right,
We'll
thanks.
talk soon.
Good luck with the
All right.
appraiser. I mean, hopefully no more Jehovah.
Thanks, man.
Take care. Bye.